Happy GAQA Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a fantastic, magical, wonderful Tuesday. I know I am. I have had a busy, busy morning, and it's worn me out. Color me surprised, right? Right. Today was my oldest daughter's first day of 4th grade. OMG. I can't believe she is 9 years old and in the 4th grade. Like, I have thought about this day since the day she was born, but now that it's here, it's just so bittersweet. Like, she looks so old today. She got her hair cut yesterday, like super short and super cute, and it made her look like she was 12 instead of 9. And just, she picked out her outfit for school this morning, and like, it's just too much. I can't deal with it. Not to mention, I have my 5-year-old starting kindergarten on Thursday. They start the kids 2 days apart. All the kindergartners always start 2 days after the older kids, because they kind of do kindergarten screenings with the teacher between those 2 days. And so Reagan did hers at 9 o'clock this morning, and she did fabulous. They said she's absolutely beyond ready for kindergarten, which I'm so happy to hear. She knew everything they needed her to know and more. So apparently those, 3 years of preschool paid off. Thank God, because I'm in debt up to my eyeballs because of, preschool. But she is more than ready to go. She's got a couple of kids in her class that she actually went to preschool with and summer school, kindergarten, like jump start or whatever it was with. So she's really excited about that. And I'm happy for her that she's going to have friends starting off. I mean, kindergarten is scary enough, and then not knowing anybody and then trying to make it just a hot mess. So the fact that she's going into class with a couple of friends is just amazing to me. Eden seemed super excited this morning. I actually didn't get to meet her teacher on back to school night because I was gone to Michigan, and so I got to meet her this morning, and she seemed super sweet and super understanding with Eden and all of the needs that she has within the classroom, because once school starts, Eden has a whole laundry list of things that kind of have to fall into place for her to be successful in class, and so far they have worked, and we're going to continue to do so, because if it's not broke, don't fix it. But we are not here to talk about back to school and crazy mornings. We are here for GAQA Tuesday, where I answer all of your Ghost Adventures related questions that you guys ask me all up on the Facebook page or that you send me in Messenger. And we have a fun little list that we are going to get started with, so here we go. Our first question is, on Aftershocks Saturday, the topic of oppression was discussed. How do the guys handle it when it happens to them? That's a really good question. They've talked about it briefly. I know that Aaron has experienced it with different locations. I know that Bobby Mackey's wasn't kind to him. Bobby Mackey's, let's face it, wasn't kind to anybody. Zach has experienced some stuff at Poveglia. Nick has, when Nick was on the show, he experienced some things. Billy has experienced some things at the King's Tavern. And so it's just kind of all come to them in different forms. They've all either had some sort of like a partial possession or oppression. I think that Aaron is probably the one that's most recently been affected the most. In Zach's new book, I Am Haunted, he talks about Dark Aaron. And Dark Aaron is not a very nice person. Dark Aaron kind of comes out of nowhere. And it's even quoted that Dark Aaron can go back to the pits of hell of from Bobby Mackey's, where he came from. So apparently that is when Dark Aaron started to come into play, is from one of their excursions to Bobby Mackey's. As discussed in Monday's video, oppression is the first stage of possession. It's kind of when the spirit world knows of your existence. They have marked you either by a scratch or a physical attack, and now they are kind of slowly getting into your head. They can change your mood, they change your dreams, they get a hold of your thoughts and your feelings, and just kind of change you as a person, and you can become very secluded, very isolated, very distant. You can have, anger outbursts, mood swings. It's just kind of that first stage onto a spiraling road of yuckiness. And I'm sure that when the guys experience something like that, I'm sure that Zach, of all people, really tries to nip it as fast as they can, tries to make them aware of it, because they all know how dangerous it is, and they try to probably prevent it as much as possible, but sometimes it just can't be helped. And I think just having an open mind to it and being aware of yourself and your friends and your surroundings is very, very important. And I think that when you can just admit it, when you admit that you're changing, when you admit that you have an issue, when you admit you have a problem, I think is the first step in making sure that you kind of get a grip on the situation and making sure that it's okay. And I know that they've had to do that with Aaron. You know, he collects a lot of things from different locations, and having those objects in your home can often contribute to your darkness. And Aaron is somewhat still protective of some of those things. He's like, you know what, I understand that maybe I need to tone it back, but I'm not getting rid of what I have. So something has still got a hold of him, and I think that they want him to be happy all the time. They want him to be the same fun-loving Aaron that he always used to be, but I think with everything, this job has changed him. And it's up to Aaron to make Aaron change. No one can change Aaron but Aaron. And so I think they do the best they can as friends and as family, but they can only do so much, because at the end of the day, Aaron is the only one that can really change him. And so I think just being hyper aware of the situation and the surroundings is maybe what they do. I can't obviously speak for them, but going off of what I've heard them say and talk about is what I'm basing my answer on. Moving on, our next question. I love this question. Nerve Center. Why is it called that, and how did it get its name? Sounds like a little kid made it up. Yes, it does. It sounds like something my 5-year-old say, you know, like the galactic nerve center of the universe or something ridiculous. I think that Nerve Center is kind of one of those, you've heard it used before in different platforms in different areas. I think it's one of those situations where it's kind of like the all-encompassing like center of everything. You know, it's like that one, the hub of control. You think of your body and your brain kind of being your nerve center, like that center part of your body that kind of controls everything. And so I think it was just one of those things that maybe came up in conversation. They were thinking of, you know, a different, funny, kind of random thing to call this hub of cameras and equipment that they were going to use, you know, this huddle spot. And they didn't want to be completely cheesy and stupid. They kind of wanted to give it kind of a dark side name. And so Nerve Center kind of just became the thing. I couldn't really find any like origin of the word Nerve Center for the GAC. It's just strictly my opinion. I think that it's a central location everybody can come back to, everybody can kind of center around. It's kind of the heart and soul of the investigation. They have the cameras, it's all the cameras, the equipment, the eyes, the ears. And so it's just kind of that central place that everybody can kind of gather around and relocate to once they are done doing what they need to do. But I do agree that it sounds very cheesy and very 5-year-old. And it sounds like, you know, Zach's nephew or something came up with it. But it's really, it works for the GAC. It kind of fits into their show and their lifestyle. So it can stay. I like it. It works. And it's something that we all know now. So it's like when they talk about Nerve Center, we're always like, ooh, who's going to be at Nerve Center? Or what are they going to capture? Or what are they going to get? So we kind of have just associated part of Ghost Adventures with Nerve Center. And it's evolved and changed. It was like these 2 ghetto boxes and TVs, and now it's like all of these monitors and equipment and cameras and sensors. It's just grown in soundboards. It's just grown into this vast, massive thing. That's kind of a pivotal part. It's kind of like the X was at the beginning of Ghost Adventures, where you had the X cams, and now you have Nerve Center. It's like it wouldn't be Ghost Adventures without Nerve Center. Good question though. I like it. Our final question is Aaron's big step in line. Any updates? I looked, didn't really see anything. I think that he's constantly brainstorming and doing things. I see him do more stuff in the winter. For some reason, he seems to be a little bit more big step and focused in the winter. I think that sales go up in the winter with his sweatshirts, his beanies, his gloves, things like that. I think that he's insanely freaking busy right now between Aftershocks and Ghost Adventures. I mean, when you get picked up for not only 1 but 2 seasons of a show, you have a lot of work ahead of you. And so things like that have to kind of go to the back burner. But I do not see him like giving it up. It's way too popular. Way too many people love it, cherish it, adore it, want it. I know that I will need, you know, a new big step in like sweatshirt, and stuff to get me through the winter, and a new beanie because I wear them all the time. And so I will definitely be contributing to Aaron's big step in line. But I didn't really see any major updates or anything like that. I think that he just updates as he can, and I think that right now he's insanely freaking busy with Ghost Adventures and all things Ghost Adventures related, because like I said, when you get picked up for more, not 1 but 2 seasons of a show, your time kind of has to be put elsewhere. But that is all I have for GAQA Tuesday. I know it was another short, sweet, and to the point video, but I am insanely freaking busy with getting these kids back to school. I'm going back to work, so I have been like putting resumes in and applications in everywhere, just trying to get back into the work scene. God help me. I forgot how stressful it was. I haven't worked since my youngest was born, so that's 5 years, and I have freaking forgot how stressful that mess is. Like, I filled out an application today. It took me like 25 minutes. What the crap? Like, since when did you need to know my life story inside? What's the point of a resume? I just gave you my resume. It's got the exact same thing on it I just put on this application. I don't understand, but whatever. It's done, it's out there, and now the waiting game begins, which is worse than applying for the dang job in the first place. Like, you apply for the stupid job, and then you just wait. And you wait, and you're checking your email all the time, and you're looking for random phone numbers. It's just, I can't handle it. I need a drink, and it's not even noon. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. I will be back tomorrow for What Should I Do Wednesday, where I answer all of your general paranormal related questions. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, much love and happiness. Bye, guys.